Just 4 hours ago, a North Korean fighter pilot buzzed an unarmed American spy plane over the Sea of Japan. He made a second pass, then a third, just to enjoy it. Somehow he forgot that he flies a jet that was already considered old 40 years ago. And he thinks he's starring in the North Korean version of Top Gun. He doesn't even know what Top Gun is. Then a tone fills his headset, a tone that translates roughly to, "You are so the Sea of Japan. A United States Air Force RC-135 rivet joint is flying a slow route in international airspace, doing the most boring thing in modern warfare, listening to North Koreans. This is something the US does constantly. It parks a plane near North Korea and quietly writes down everything that happens there. Usually things like, "The leader is glorious. We are so strong." And other stories North Koreans are desperate to believe in. The USA uses the "international airspace belongs to everyone" excuse, which should really translate to, "Wherever we fly, the airspace is ours. Deal with it." North Korea disagrees. North Korea disagrees with most sentences longer than 3 words. The RC-135 is a Boeing 707 that grew up and went to listening school. It is unarmed. No missiles, no bombs, no guns. Its only weapon is the truth, which it gathers in industrial quantities and mails home. It is so profoundly unthreatening it makes a fax machine look aggressive. It can, however, write down everything it hears, which for a regime built entirely on controlling what people are allowed to know is somehow the scariest thing in the sky. But right now, it is orbiting off a coast North Korea considers a personal secret, and that is unacceptable. So Pyongyang scrambles a fighter, one of the few they have that still fly. Climbing up from Wonsan is the pride of the Korean People's Army Air Force, a MiG-29 Fulcrum. And the Fulcrum was, to be completely fair, a genuinely excellent fighter jet. In 1983, so was the cassette tape. This particular one was assembled locally, a phrase that should make the pilot nervous, but somehow it fills him with pride. Even the best pilots in North Korea do not fly the MiG-29 much. Their Air Force runs on 3 things: jet fuel, spare parts, and morale, and it is critically short on the first 2. In the cockpit is a senior captain. He has been told repeatedly by people whose entire job is telling him things that he is the finest fighter pilot in the nation, and he might be. But the nation is North Korea. He would not have cracked the top tier of pilots in 1983, back when his jet was new, and he is roughly 4 decades late to find that out. He has flown this intercept dozens of times. Every time, the American just holds course and flies straight. To him, this proves the Americans are cowards. It does not occur to him that flying straight might mean something else entirely. He believes the Americans are afraid. His radar paints the RC-135 from 40 miles out. It is impossible to miss, a great fat 707 droning in slow circles with no escort. The North Korean captain grins. This is going to be easy. His first pass is close. He pulls alongside the spy plane, then cuts across its nose, near enough that the wash rocks the big jet. Inside the RC-135, nobody panics. Nobody even glances up from a console. The captain just sighs and ignores the overconfident Korean. Then the North Korean circles and does it again, closer this time, showing off. He keys his radio to Wonsan and reports, "The American is scared and will leave soon." His controller confirms it. 1 contact, slow, unarmed. The captain feels invincible. He rolls in for a 3rd pass, straight over the cockpit, purely to feel powerful. He does not understand why they are so calm. He is about to. To understand what happens next, you need to know one thing. The RC-135 was never alone. It was never undefended. What was protecting it just happened to be sitting somewhere North Koreans' radar wouldn't reach until roughly the next century. 20,000 feet above the MiG, an F-35A Lightning II has been flying in silence since before the North Korean pilot's wheels left the runway. It watched him start his engines. It watched him climb. It watched him take his morning dump. It has tracked him the entire time, recording every reckless pass. And to every radar North Korea owns, it does not exist. The F-35 costs about $80 million, or 3 times as much as the entire country earns in a year. And what you get for that is not really a fighter jet. It is an enormous flying database that happens to carry missiles. It does not so much see other aircraft as understand them, deeply, instantly, and without their consent. It had already pulled the MiG's altitude, heading, speed, and fuel state, and fused them into one tidy little picture the MiG's pilot would not have enjoyed reading. And the F-35 pilot, sitting in the most advanced aircraft humanity has ever built, holding a perfect firing solution he has zero intention of using, has exactly one thought: not anger, not adrenaline, curiosity. He genuinely wants to know, why does this guy keep doing this? Why does a man in a 40-year-old jet, low on fuel, with a radar that works only on public holidays, keep charging at American aircraft like he's holding every card in the deck? And the answer is the saddest, funniest thing in the entire sky. He keeps doing it because he genuinely believes he is winning. He has been told his whole life that his jet is world class. He has been told the Americans are cowards. He has been told that he is elite, and he has never once been allowed near the information that would prove otherwise. His confidence was not earned. It was issued to him, like a uniform, in the only country he is permitted to know. The trouble is, he just flew out of that country and into international airspace. And as we have already learned, it belongs to the United States of America. The F-35 pilot has watched this for 20 minutes. He has said nothing, done nothing. He has been patient, but patience runs out, and his just did. He does not fire. He does something far worse. From 20 miles away, well past anything the MiG can see, he locks him up. Inside the MiG-29's cockpit, the threat warning detonates. A lock tone fills the captain's headset, a sound he has trained for, but never actually heard, because he'd been told his jet could not be locked onto. Missile-class radar, lethal range. His head snaps around to find the threat. There is nothing there. The sky in front of him is empty. The danger is coming from a direction his radar won't reach until roughly the time his kids graduate. He is being hunted precisely by an aircraft that, as far as every sensor he owns is concerned, is not in the sky at all. The captain does what every pilot does the instant he realizes he is already dead. He panics. He brakes hard. He dumps chaff. He dumps flares. He pulls the ejection handle. Disconnected. Because North Koreans do not run. He slams the throttle to full afterburner. That part works. A bold financial decision for a man whose Air Force rations jet fuel by the cup. The flares bloom across the sky. A brilliant, desperate fireworks show. Decoying absolutely nothing. Just wasting money the North Korean will have to pay back out of his own pocket. The F-35 does not chase. It does not need to. Running from an F-35 is like running from the air. Impossible. And then the F-35 pilot keys his radio, and he begins to read the man his own life. He gives him his tail number. He gives him the precise minute he lifted off from Wonsan. He lists the 2 missiles under his wings and tells him none of them will work. And then, because he is feeling generous, he tells the North Korean pilot something the man's own instruments have apparently neglected to mention, that he has roughly 9 minutes of fuel left and that he should probably start his turn home now. This is the part that breaks him. For the first time in his entire career, the senior captain receives a piece of information his government did not approve. It breaks his mind. And then, just so the lesson is complete, the F-35 lets him see it. It rolls in alongside the MiG and slides into formation. Smooth, effortless, matching his speed. The North Korean pilot looks left, and there it is. A jet that 30 seconds ago did not exist. Close enough to see the pilot's helmet turned casually toward him. The American holds his gaze for a moment. Then he raises one gloved hand and points, slowly and unmistakably, at his own fuel gauge. Go home, kid. The captain has nothing. No countermeasures left that matter. No element of surprise. No radar contact, no shot, no dignity. He is flying the single most expensive way in the world to be informed that he does not matter. And somewhere underneath the panic, the worst thought of all arrives, quietly, the way the truth always shows up when it has been kept waiting too long. Everything they told him was a story. The elite pilot, the world-class jet, the cowardly Americans, all of it issued. None of it true, and he flew it straight into the one place on Earth where stories get checked. The F-35 holds formation for exactly 10 more seconds. Then it pulls straight up and is simply gone. 1 second it's there. The next, the sky is empty, the tone is silent, and the captain is alone again. Except now, he knows he was never alone. He turns the MiG back toward Wonsan. He does not say a word on the radio the whole way home, partly out of shame, partly because he is now babying his fuel like it's the last cup in the country, which it very nearly is. He lands, he climbs out of the cockpit, and he walks into a debrief room to explain to his commanding officer that he buzzed an unarmed American spy plane 3 times, emptied his entire defensive load into the sea. His commander reads the report. His commander would have very much preferred not to receive it. His commander tells Pyongyang, "We destroyed 23 American jets and 3 spy planes for our glorious leader." And high above the Sea of Japan, one of the 3 spy planes they just destroyed captures every word.